Alright guys, here's an update on the CNC machine. The thing is I got everything welded on the frame. You know, these corner brackets, the arms, the support brackets, and the big support brackets in the back. Here, let me get some light over here so you can see. So every corner's got a support bracket crossing the welded on, crossing the corners, and the sides have the main. Here's this light. The main arm that goes up to connect to the gantry. Yeah, I got a drill on top. I don't have a stepper motor yet, bracket made yet. So the gantry goes across to these beams here. So you got the main arm, you got this forward coming support arm that goes all the way to the front, which is I don't know, 3/16 steel angle. It's not a quarter, I think it's 3/16. I don't remember which, but this is that thick channel. It's 1/8 inch for the wide, and the two edges are 1/4 inch, so it's pretty beefy. And the corner brackets, and then it's hard to see on this side. Got this big, thick, beefy. I think this was like 1/4 inch. I don't know, or 1/8, whatever it was. It's beefier than the other one. Just connecting the back. And you know, it actually connects. See, I tried to do all these welds so they connect to more than one side. So it connects to this side, and it also is welded to this flat. And on this here, it's welded to this whole side here, but it's also welded to the top of this side of this back rail. So I tried to make each weld hold different, more than one dimension, you know. And so I had all this mocked up before I had everything welded, and I had, you know, I used my little tools, and I had this thing so squared and within a 1/2 millimeter and just perfect. But you know, once I got all this welding done, finished up, then it moved on me. So now it's not perfect anymore, and I'm going to have to redo some of the squaring. And what it is this whole gantry is held up by these two brackets, which are heavy duty. What is this, 1/8 or 1/4? Well, here, let me see. What is this shit here? It's a 1/4 inch. Yeah, 1/4 inch angle for both these crossbars here. And they're not welded on yet. I got the top ones held by a big C-clamp, and the bottom ones each have, I don't know if you can see it, but I drilled a hole and there's a bolt. There's a bolt holding each one of the bottom rail, and a C-clamp on the top rail. So this isn't welded yet. So basically the whole rest of it got kind of tweaked out of alignment because of all the welding and the heat shrinkage and stuff like that. So right now I'm at the point to where I've got to shim it and make whatever changes I need to get it all squared back up and aligned properly, and then I can weld these bars on. And then I'm probably going to weld a little bit more onto these. Like, I'm probably going, I got some scrap I'm going to weld from this bar to this bar, probably in the center. And then I'm going to maybe have a cross some cross beams on the back side of this. I don't know, whatever bracing I got, I'll just throw on there because I want it to be as stiff as possible. And so yeah, that's what I'm down to. I've got to re-square it all, realign it all, and then weld these two bars to the arms, and then that's it. Then I'll have to tear it all back down. Well, obviously I'm going to recheck all the measurements after welding because I'll probably have to tweak it a little bit more. But once I can get it welded and measured to be right, then I'm going to have to tear it all back down, sand it all, and paint it, because I will be using flood coolant and it could cause rust, so everything's got to be painted. So, and then once that's done, then I have to build the enclosure. And if you notice something, I got this this drill on here. Let me move this gantry down. Let's see, which way am I going here? Oh, that's going up. This is the only screw I've got installed, and I don't even have the bracket for this, for the stepper motor done yet. But the reason I have this one done is because now that it's lower, you see I got a dot on there. Now this is my crappy laser pointer, and I think I'm gonna have to get a new laser pointer because I think I stepped on this one while I was out there welding, and I think I bent this damn thing and I can't get it aligned anymore. So wow, that don't show up quite right in the camera, but there's a lot finer point in real life. But so if I spin this, I can see, oh, that's better than it's been for a while. It makes a little circle. It's not perfectly aligned, even though this chuck should be perfectly aligned and have no run out. Actually, I haven't checked the run out on the chuck yet. That's something I might have to do. So what I can do is I can align this this laser, which you can't really see in the camera. The camera ain't picking it up right. Align it with this dot that's on the board, and then I can run the gantry up and watch that dot, and I can see that dot move, or that laser move off of the dot forward and to the right. So I can tell it's out of tram by that much in that direction, but I can also put the laser right on the edge of the base and follow it from one end to the other and see how aligned it is that way. And it's not perfect. There's some things I got to work on. So, but I had all these, and this I can chuck into the thing also, and this is just a regular dial indicator. And then I have a test indicator which measures when this little finger is pushed up, and I can watch it for trying to figure out what's going on with these rails. Because what I think happened is welding these corner brackets kind of bowed it up a little, maybe. I don't know. I might have to cut the welds on these rails and redo them. But, you know, they're just bolted to the steel. So I can unbolt them and shim them if it's not terrible. And actually I thought about just using sandpaper and getting them good with sandpaper, and then going for shims to, well, get them with sandpaper to do the last thousandth or thousandth and a half or 2,000ths, you know. But using shims to get out any major stuff. But so yeah, I've got to go back over all of the alignment stuff, and that's what I'll be working on. But I brought it home with me because it's just too hard to do all this technical stuff out in the sun outside, you know. So I brought it home so I can kick back and work on it, and as far as the alignment goes, and then when I get that finished, figured out, then I can take it back to the shop and weld it. But if you notice one problem, it gets pretty close to the ceiling. Well, that's because I have to cut about 6 inches off of my stand, and then I have to build a full enclosure for it, a soundproof enclosure for it, so I ain't gotta listen to the loud ass thing. So here's a update on my CNC machine build. It's getting there. Later.